What we do here on this channel is break records, milestones, and records. But aside from the record of our like goal having been absolutely obliterated on our last video, you guys are awesome. Today we're coming at you with our top 10 Fortnite world records that you probably didn't know existed. Get your Guinness books ready. It's about to go down. Fred, hit it.
I am Fred. 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 I am Fred.
3 days later.
I am Fred. So I finally broke the record for most consecutive I am Freds in a 72-hour period.
Congrats, Fred. You're the real winner here. Unless, of course, you didn't use code T5G in the item shop within those 72 hours when purchasing any new skins. That would just be unfortunate. In fact, we might have to revoke your real gamer license if that was the case. But moving on to the list. In at your number 10 spot, we've got the furthest Clinger Elimination. Starting it off with the explosives, it's kind of obvious you're not going to be able to throw anything as far as a sniper can shoot a bullet. On flat ground, you might be able to check curtain explosives around 50 to 100 meters, depending on the type. But getting further than that is tricky. Plus, you've also got the massively long time it takes for it to fly through the air, and more often than not, you'll find the enemy long gone. That's why with a little bit of luck and just the right circumstances, you'll get this record-breaking Clinger shot from, oh my god, it's Hasnane. Landing on top of the towered mountain, you can see the original aftermath of the comet strike. A huge empty crater and a perfect opportunity for any sniper. However, with RNG being the inconvenience it is, they get a minigun. Definitely gonna help at this distance, but the Clingers that came with ended up being perfect for this location. With the added height of the mountain, the lower level of the crater, and a scrap of enemies all fighting in a big open area, Hasnane throws all 3 Clingers with the max possible reach that he can get in pure blind hope, which pays off tenfold when it turned out to be a record 180-meter Clinger elimination. The chances of anyone actually being able to beat this are minute, even lesser than that of your chances of winning the lottery, considering it's so difficult to get a Clinger further than that anyway. Number 9. The furthest C4 elimination. Now, the C4 explosive is quite a bit different because the Clingers have that timer the moment it sticks to something. The C4, though, you can place anywhere you like and detonate at your own convenience. You just can't throw them far. Being able to cause remote control damage from anywhere on the map instantly led to people in Playground doing side-to-side map testing, getting staged eliminations from thousands of meters away. But what about a legitimate elimination in a real match? What's the furthest for the real thing? Well, this one comes from Yaud, and he placed a couple C4 back where he came from when he suddenly remembered he still had the detonator. How far do you reckon this will be?
Oh, I forgot I had this, thermo explosive. Wait, what just happened?
1,368 meters. That's over halfway across the Battle Royale island. Do you know the amount of random chance that went into some player who just happened to be walking past the C4 at that time? You don't even know. You just click and hope. Number 8, the longest win streak. They're not exactly something we get too often, but when you do manage to get on a roll and get a win streak going, it gets real intense real quick. At first, you don't even realize. You get a normal win, and then in the next, you somehow manage to grab another. Suddenly, you're on a win streak. And you gotta ask yourself the most important question of all. Do you try and keep the win streak going? Because the moment you start trying for that win streak, every game gets more and more nerve-wracking. Every little noise starts making you jump. Let us know what your longest win streak is, but so far, I've maxed out at 6. Even just those few were enough to make me remember hiding in my little turtle box and playing normal matches like it was a pro scrim match. So how on earth someone managed to get a 76 win streak seems almost beyond belief. Yep, a 76 win streak by J7 Evo. In Battle Royale games, there's a lot of RNG mechanics that can often screw over your game in the blink of an eye. The fact that they managed to counter Battle RNG for 76 games just shows the level of consistency of this player's skill. I mean, do you think that the intensity went away after the first 25 wins, or do you think that 76 wins later, J7 Evo was curled up in a corner having build glitching flashbacks? Number 7, most wins. So not a win streak record, but how many overall wins you have in total. Again, be sure to battle out your own records in the comments, but just remember the team at Top 5 Gaming might just give you a run for your money. But in the grand scheme of things, it's Z Rotation that holds the title for total wins at over a staggering 10,270. Like, I know I put a lot of hours into the games I play, and sure, we all get purely hooked on Fortnite for a while, but that's a lot of wins. Only 91 of those come from solos and 600 from duos, so it's over 9,500 of those wins are all in squads. I don't know who the rest of his squad are, but that is one consistently good team. Z rotation is the literal definition of a Fortnite monster. Number 6 is the furthest rocket launcher kill. It's an oldie, but will always be a goodie. The longest RPG elimination in Fortnite history is near unbreakable. Skept and his teammates are low on health, being chased by enemies and miles from the storm. Solution? The selfless rocket ride.
Quickly, just rock around me quickly. There's one coming. Turn around, turn around.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Turn around now, turn around, turn around. Look at all that shit out there. I'm shot 4 rockets down. Oh my god, it's too high up. No. Adam. I landed in a tree. No way.
No, you didn't.
Shit, someone knows, someone knows, someone knows. Oh, knocked one. 500 Adam. 541 meters.
Oh my god.
Let's give a little credit to Adam's act of kindness in saving his friend, but without that rocket ride, Skept wouldn't have hit the longest RPG shot I honestly think we'll ever see. RPGs barely travel 300 meters, so while traveling in the opposite direction on another RPG, he's able to almost double that distance, not something that is easily planned. And in number 5, we've got the furthest sniper kill. This time it's a little different because we don't see it from the record holder's view, but from the victims. You got Master Gucci Panda just casually running alongside Loot Lake when all of a sudden, boom, Panda gets shot down from 491 miles away by a player called Gato Valandia that no one can even see when they turn to find where it came from. I honestly don't know if this shot was on purpose or was a completely random stray bullet. Either way though, it's now the longest sniper shot in a legit game of Fortnite. I think my longest is 302 meters so far. Nothing too fancy, but man does it feel good when you get a sniper shot from so far away that you see that satisfying bullet drop and the ting as they get doomed in the head. And your number 4 spot, we've got the 65 million trick points. So when the first shopping cart was introduced, something I don't think anyone was expecting was the stunt point system that they have with nearly all vehicles, reminding everyone, reminiscing of simpler times on games such as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Hit a decent jump, get some air, and you'll be earning trick points in no time that have a similar multiplier mechanic like the old Tony Hawk skateboarding games, as well as the snowboarding ones such as SSX, if you ever played that. Pull off different tricks and stunts to get the most points, but if you screw up the landing, you lose the points. Though when the Quad Crashers were released, the community soon found a flying technique that allowed players like Dr. Lupo to go for that stunt leaderboard on a whole different level.
Boom! 65, baby! Ah!
Almost bang on 65 million stunt points. I challenge anyone to try and break that. It's not the easiest trick to master, and landing is even harder. Although, to be fair, Dr. Lupo did get almost 50 million on his first attempt. But that is Dr. Lupo. I'm not saying I could do that. I'd probably end up halfway out to sea with no control of where I'm going. But at number 3, we've got 48 people, 1 play. The big events Fortnite have are something most gamers hadn't really experienced before. Live in-game cutscene like events in a multiplayer environment, it almost seems normal now. But I don't really remember any other game like that beforehand. Jump into a 100-player lobby and you can all meet up and watch the show. Usually you'll have multiple groups all spread around the location, getting their own viewpoints, and for the most part, people are being friendly. When you get streamers organizing stream snipers to all meet up, you can find situations like this, where most of the lobby is all on one viewing platform. They've obviously got to build high for that perfect viewpoint, and they made it really wide so it wasn't easy to destroy. Unfortunately, no matter what you do, there always tends to be that one person who thinks they're the freaking Joker. You can't help but feel the pain they must have felt as all 48 of them fall from a high place. I bet it ruined for all 48 of them, but this is a legendary clip, and this blondie default who calls himself Sleepy even has the audacity, the utmost respect to then pull off none other than the default dance as they're spectating. Have you no shame? Have you no shame? Number 2, Bugha winning the World Cup. Now, we couldn't do a Fortnite World Records without talking about the first solo player to become the Fortnite World Champion, Kyle Bugha Gerstorff. He had to go through 6 painstaking rounds in which he won 3 of them. Everyone watching at the time could tell Bugha was on roll, and if no one stepped up, he'd become unstoppable. Sure enough, he won with 59 points. It may not sound like a lot, but that was 26 points past second place. That's double the points clearance. He may be the first solo Fortnite champion, but I wouldn't be surprised if he also holds the record with those 59 points. I can't imagine it being beaten anytime soon in future tournaments. Although the point system will probably adjust slightly down the line. And at number 1, we've got the World Cup. Bugha definitely had a record of his own now, but the main World Cup event itself actually broke multiple records. It's not surprising when you heard about the massive prize pools. The solo completion was actually the largest ever esports individual tournament prize pool, total of $15,287,500 up for grabs. That is just a mental number, really prospectively putting you in how big esports and gaming has come in the past decade. That is a stupid amount of money. And Bugha got to take home $3 million of that. $3 million is the largest recorded payout to a single player in an esports tournament. The best part about the whole event was that the last place reward was still a life-changing $50,000. I mean, just imagine going to a tournament where you could get eliminated on spawn 6 games in a row and still come out with $50K. Not a bad day's work, even though that one day was fueled by months of grind. We heard the Myers stories about what pro players were putting themselves through to train for this tournament, and for some, it'll probably change their whole life. I'd imagine the process is very similar to what you'd experience in the hyperbolic time chamber if any of you guys watch Dragon Ball Z. But that has been our list of the top 10 Fortnite world records you didn't know existed. Why am I clapping after every syllable you ask? Well, that's not a real question that a real gamer would ask, is it? I can't even. But yeah, so click the video. You see this video on screen right now? It's on the screen. Click it.
Keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.